All right, got another group v group match. Pokemon Central versus Squirtle Squad. The links to the two groups are in the description. I mean, make sure to join. Yeah, basically group v group, and this time you got Neil. What's that? YouTube Poke Plays for Squirtle Squad, and Ray, the Hit Boy Ray. Before anything, I mean, definitely go ahead and drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, and let me know in the comments who you think is gonna win. And then let's go ahead and start. So Ray brought Zapdos, Spectier, Clef, Gastrodon, Melmetal, and Urshifu. And Neil brought in Kyurem, Zeraora, Buzzwole, Volk, Clef, and Torn. Alright, music off, battle slow. And this is just me basically giving an analysis of the battle. So goes Zeraora, goes Clef. Gets the knockoff going, and I mean, pretty much free Moonblast. The only thing that resists would be Volk, but I mean, you have to worry about it potentially having T-Wave. But free rocks for Clef. Goes into his Melmetal. Goes for Moonblast. The either Volk or the Buzzwole are going to come in on the Melmetal's obvious double Iron Bash. Or he could click Toxic. So that works as well. I mean, so he's probably carrying Protect. I don't know why he didn't go for Protect there. But goes for Ice Punch against the Clef. And he can easily just click Soft Boiled here. And that's an unaware Clef. So he goes for Trick and switches items. So I mean, what, they're both leftovers. Sorry, I missed that. Goes into Melmetal on the Torn. And I mean, again, it's kind of, he goes Zapdos here. I guess predicting mate. I'm not really sure what he's predicting there, but Torn gets paralyzed from clicking U-turn. He goes Kyurem, and Ice Beam kind of hits everything hard. He can go into his probably safest switch and be Melmetal. Gastrodon still takes a good bit of damage. So he gets a Freeze Dry off, which does nothing. He clicked Freeze Dry predicting the Gastrodon, and Melmetal comes out. He goes Volk here. I mean, easy Toxic. Okay, so it goes for double Iron Bash. He avoids the burn, luckily. He could have, like I said, he could have easily clicked Toxic, and I'm guessing since he switched out, he's not Roost. So Buzzwole comes out. He goes Gastrodon on the double. And I mean, Buzzwole can't really do much back to Gastro. So he goes into Clef. Takes the Toxic. Doesn't take any damage because it's Magic Guard. And he can, again, just tee off Moonblast. Okay, or go Urshifu. And I mean, Urshifu can just, he's definitely going Buzzwole there, so that's why he doubled. But I think Neil might have predicted that. So Melmetal comes in, goes for Moonblast, which, I mean, he just eats that up. And he can click double Iron Bash again. Yeah, and that puts it right in range to where Toxic kills. Oh no, he's got leftover, so yeah, that changes things a bit. The Buzzwole is most likely going to click Roost, so he goes Spectier. And he can just kind of click Hex away as much as he wants. Gets up a sub. And I mean, easiest way to do things is just Wisp it first. That way it's a guarantee to it KO with Hex. And it puts pressure on him to not be able to switch anything else in. Or instead go Melmetal. So Melmetal, I mean, he comes on a soft roll, and again, Melmetal can kind of just click. I think he can just click double Iron Bash again. Buzzwole takes a good bit of damage from that. Yeah. That's the beauty of Melmetal coming in on a Clef. So he goes Volcarona here, and okay, so it does have Roost. So I mean, it's an easy Toxic right here. Or I mean, he goes double Iron Bash, which still does a great amount of damage. Toxic may be the play here though. Okay, so he goes Torn, and he switches in his Gastrodon here. Goes Zapdos. Torn knocks off the heavy duty boots, which I mean really hurts Zapdos a bit because he can't freely switch in. Clicks Heat Wave, doesn't really do anything. Gets a full pair on the Tornadus, which I mean always a plus. Heat Waves again. I mean Torn, yeah, full pairs again. Switches out, goes into Clef. I mean Torn has Regenerator, so I mean it's probably sitting at, it'll probably come in about 70% when he comes back in. Goes Clef. Goes back into Melmetal here, and there really isn't anything that can kind of pressure Melmetal too much at this point. And he can click double Iron Bash again because Volcarona would die. Everything just dies to double Iron Bash. Yep, Torn's gone. And I mean, Volt can come in, but I mean, it's basically forced to Roost. And this is why I think maybe clicking Toxic here. Yeah. Clicks Toxic, which will whittle it down. Goes back into Gastro. And I mean, Psychic did 29%. Volt can't really do too much to Gastrodon here. Goes for Roost. Clicks Recover. Goes for Clef, which I mean, can't really do much to it. Gets Earthquake on it. And I mean, it would be better since it's unaware. Toxic would be a lot more beneficial compared to having a Burn Clef. But Melmetal comes back in, and Melmetal can just, okay, so he gets Aromatherapy off. So yeah, that really benefits the Volk because it's no longer toxic, but it's still at 39%. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Clef dies to, yeah, it just straight up dies to the double Iron Bash here. He goes Kyurem, and again, Melmetal pretty much just clicks buttons. Zero Ore can't really touch it. And he goes Volcarona here. I mean, that's the only switch in. But I mean, he just clicks Toxic. Or Gastrodon. Oh, he was going to Quiver. Yeah, that was a kind of bold play. Goes for Curse on the Gastro. Goes for Fiery Dance. And I believe this is Waterfall Gastrodon. Yeah, and that kills. Gets the burn, but I mean, it's dead. So it don't matter. So that is a win for Ray. So it's 1-0 in favor of Central. And here comes game 2. And you've got Ray with Zapdos, Tapu Lele, Cinderace, Ferrothorn, Lando, and Tox. And Neil has, oh, I need to message Neil. Now I think about it. Neil has Buzzwole, Hydreigon, Heatran, Pelipper, was that Barraskewda, and Rillaboom. Alright, so music off, speed slow. So Lele comes out. He goes in his Heatran, and I mean, Lele can kind of just click Focus Blast. Yeah. I mean, free rocks here. The only switch in would probably be maybe Buzzwole. Not, or yeah, it's kind of tough. What would come in? Yeah, Buzzwole. So Lando comes out and he has to fear the Ice Punch, so he can't really just go freely for rocks. So he goes Toxapex here because I mean that switches into Buzzwole pretty much completely. Goes for Ice Punch, does a solid giant 7%. And I mean, free Toxic here. Or knockoff. Yeah, free Toxic. Lands the Hurricane, which, I mean, doesn't really do much at all. Gets a recover off, so, I mean, it's wasting rain turns, plus, I mean, it's willing down the Pelipper. Rillaboom comes in. I mean, another Toxic. And I mean, Rillaboom can't really touch Zapdos at all, so he goes Hydreigon there. Gets an easy defog off. I mean, easiest defog he'll get like all game. So he goes Ferrothorn on the Hydreigon, and I mean, he can click. Yeah, he clicks U-turn, and most likely gonna bring out Heatran. And obviously, Heatran means free rocks. I mean, there's no reason to click Magma Storm. Okay, he clicked Magma Storm. I would have personally went for rocks there because I mean it's free rocks and Toxapex is coming in. Even if he is the Earth Power Magma Storm set, it's still it wouldn't be worth it because Heatran would die. But the Toxic is obviously Shed Shell since it left. Lando comes out, goes for U-turn. Goes into Lele, and I mean, at this point, I think Lele can probably fire off a Psychic, or we'll see. Yeah, fires off a Psychic, and I mean that pretty much lures out the Hydreigon, and he can go into his Ferrothorn again. I mean, U-turn doesn't really bother it at all. Goes Heatran, and Heatran now can freely click Magma Storm. Because he's already got rocks up. So he goes into Pex here. And then Pex, in return, can just click Scald. It doesn't really need to come out. Unless he sees Earth Power. So he goes Lando here. I guess predicting the Earth Power. Which, I mean, pretty good mid-ground play. So he did have Earth Power. So that is a good play. So Buzzwole comes back out. I mean, no, he's not carrying rocks on the Lando. So Buzzwole comes out and I mean forces him out. I mean, pretty much back to Pex. Neil could have doubled into his Heatran here, just because I mean that was a pretty predictable play. But I mean, safest was to stay in just in case he Ray decided to predict the Heatran coming in. Click Scald. I mean, Rilla can't really do too much to Pex, but it can put a big dent in it. And this is a bulky Rillaboom set that I've seen them start using, which is honestly pretty cool. It can't really do much to Ferrothorn, but it's still a pretty cool set. And gets up easy rocks here. Goes into Heatran. I mean, and it's another free Magma Storm, but he gets off Leech Seed. I don't know if he's running Protect. So far he's revealed Stealth Rocks and Leech Seed. So Buzzwole comes out on the Toxapex, and I mean, again, Toxapex just puts in work against Buzz. I'm not really sure what he went into Buzzwole predicting. So Pelipper comes back out, click Scald. I mean, just damage is damage at this point, especially when he's already got chip damage from Toxic. So clicks Roost. He'll probably go for knockoff here if he has it. No, he's got Scald, Toxic Recover, so probably Haze instead of knockoff. Lands the Hurricane, which I mean he eats that up. Click Scald again, and I mean the Toxic damage is getting more and more each turn. So clicks Roost, goes for Recover. I mean, what's it take like 24% there? Clicks U-turn, and he'll probably go into his Rillaboom, but again, Rillaboom, this bulkier build probably does better, but still, Rillaboom isn't really the best against Pex. So it goes into his Hydreigon here, and I mean, it goes Ferrothorn. It could have been a free Toxic, honestly. Goes back into Pex. I'm guessing predicting like a Earth Power, or I mean, not Earth Power, Flamethrower. But he goes for Dark Pulse. So I'm guessing this is the bulky Spadef Hydreigon. Gets a Toxic off, which I mean is just easy. And at this point, he can just click. He could have, if he wanted to, clicked Recover, because it looks like he's not running Earth Power on this Hydreigon. So he clicks U-turn on the Pharaoh, goes back into Tran here, and I mean, honestly, could be, yeah, easy Leech Seed. I mean, to whittle down the Heatran again. Goes back into Hydreigon, and the matchup again with Pex, and I mean, again, honestly, he can just click Recover, because it looks like he clearly doesn't have Earth Power. Clicks U-turn, which I mean doesn't really do too much at all. Sorry, I gotta mute my message notifications. It's like everyone wants to message me when I'm recording. So Pelipper takes that damage, and I mean, Tox can pretty much just click Scald again or Recover, because I mean, we saw earlier the Hurricane doesn't do enough. So he clicks Roost, and what's everything at? He can click. Yeah, he can click. Focus Blast here, or Moonblast. I mean, that did what, 12%, which I mean clearly isn't enough. I think he was predicting the Heatran, I mean not the Heatran, the Hydreigon to come in again. Goes for Magma Storm, which doesn't really do too much. And I think he would honestly need a crit here to kill the Heatran. Depends on how much he recovers. So it goes for Earth Power, and I believe this might die to Magma Storm. Yep. And I mean, that means Cinderace comes in for free here. Clicks U-turn, easy dead Heatran. And goes Lando. Goes back into Pex. I mean, Buzzle can't touch it at all. And Drain Punch does nothing. So, I mean, it's an easy, again, it's an easy Toxic. Or, I mean, Pelipper comes out and he can just click Scald. Either way, it's a pretty... Toxic's pretty much in control a bit. Alright, so Toxapex, I mean, kind of eats up the Hurricanes a bit, so he can just keep clicking Recover and whittle it down, just alternating between Recover and Scald. Clicks Roost again. Alright, so goes on Hydreigon here, and I mean, Pex can't really do too much to it, and at the same time Hydreigon really can't, because like I said, we've seen already that it has Dark Pulse and not Earth Power. So he goes Pharaoh here. I mean, the crit was super unfortunate. Lands another Dark Pulse, which sucks. And I mean, easy Gyro Ball, and I believe that should kill with the toxic damage. Yep. And I mean, Pharaoh's pretty much like free to sack later on in the game. So he goes Barraskewda here. He goes for Liquidation. I mean, I guess so. It makes sense. I would have tried to get up some momentum first with Pelipper, instead. So now he goes Rillaboom on the Pex. And like I said, again, like Pelipper, I mean, Rillaboom can't really do too much against Pex. I think it's more so that Ray's kind of getting hit with this weird build of it. Goes Zapdos, which I mean is a natural switch in. Gets the seeds up. I mean, this is going to be an obvious defog situation. Because there's really no reason not to defog here. Oh no, you click Heat Wave. Yeah, that is a bulky. That's a bulky Rillaboom. Jesus. Yeah, just like the health just kept going back up and up and up. So I mean, he might have to roost here. Oh, he went for Discharge. Okay. Not sure why he went for Discharge there. But I think Rilla might die. Yeah, he died this turn, so losing Zapdos isn't too bad. I mean, he could have roosted and had the same effect. Or close to it, but still, 2 roost would have definitely ended up with him still having his Zapdos there. So he goes Pex on the Pelipper, and I mean, again, back to that loop of just clicking Scald. Lands the Hurricane, which does the most it's done for 47%, but I mean, he has zero incentive really to stop alternating between Recover and Scald. Clicks U-turn. I mean, he'll probably go into his Buzzwole, but I mean, click Scald here, and if he burns Buzzwole, I mean, it's not really like it's a game-sealing thing, but I mean, Buzzwole still can't really get past it, but he can just click Toxic. Like a Toxic would be more beneficial than a Burn. Because again, at this point, he's just whittling down the team. So he gets the Drizzle off. Click Scald again. And I mean, Pelipper's basically forced to roost here. So I mean, he has to click Scald or he can go into Lando. I think he might have went Lando just in case he tried to go into Barraskewda to kind of double in. But either way, I mean, Lando can either click Explosion or, was it Stone Edge? Yeah, Stone Edge was the play there, I guess. I would have honestly clicked U-turn, seeing that he stayed in with the Pelipper and didn't switch out to Barraskewda. But I mean, safest play. Pelipper comes back out, and Pelipper has, what, 8 roosts left. So I mean, this could take a while. It can really come down to crits. Yeah, I think, yeah, Ray's just kind of just clicking buttons to not run out of PP here. Because no matter what, the Pelipper is going to be forced to roost and switch out constantly because he's on a timer. So he can click Scald again here or just switch out. Yeah. Lando drops it. I think he's still trying to just catch that Barraskewda on a switch. Fortunately for Ray, I mean, there's no more rain. Aqua Jet literally does nothing. Goes to Pelipper. I don't know why he went Aqua Jet there. I guess he was worried that it might be Scarf Lando T. Goes Cinderace. And I mean, Cinderace outspeeds. Goes for Zen Headbutt. Kind of fishing for a flinch. Gets the flinch. And a dead Pelipper. So I mean, now, I mean, he pretty much is forced to go into Barraskewda here. And Barraskewda's move choice is going to be super important. So he goes Liquidation, which still does a solid amount to Toxapex, 30%. And Tox is pretty much forced to recover here. And he got the defense drop, so yeah, that's definitely not good. So he goes Lando to kind of drop the attack a bit. Kills the Lando T. No more rain, and then he can go directly into Cinderace and click U-turn, and that'll probably kill the Barraskewda. Oh no, it's still outspeeds, damn. Because I think most Barraskewdas run Adamant, so he must be running Jolly. So Pex comes in. Yeah, this is actually pretty close. So Buzzwole comes in. I'm guessing, let's see, he might not be carrying Psychic Fangs or Drill Run. If he's not, then Pex just walls it hard. And he goes Buzzwole there, and it's kind of back to that loop of just wasting away damage. Clicks Ice Punch, which, I mean, does really not much of anything. Scald and clicks Roost again. I mean, he's like I said, he's just clicking buttons just to kind of waste the time a bit. Goes for Ice Punch, which, I mean, again, does nothing. And he's trying to catch the Barraskewda on a potential switch in, and it's still just clicking buttons, but still clicking buttons kind of strategically. So Barraskewda comes out now, and now he gets caught for Toxic, which really diminishes his life. And honestly, Ray just has to click. Okay, so there's no Psychic Fangs. So he gets the crit and clicks Scald here, and it kills Barraskewda. Well, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, yeah, because usually it's boosted in the rain. So best thing now is to click Roost. I mean, not Roost, Recover. 2 crits in a row, Jesus. But Barraskewda dies here. And then Buzzwole comes in. He's still Toxic. And I mean, Tox just pretty much just clicks Recover. It would have been like another 5 turns before anything ended. So Neo forfeit, but 2-0 Central, because Ray won the 2 battles. And let me know if your prediction was right about who would win. And that's it.